and welcome to this video log with me, Wayne, from swimmingcyclingrunning.com. Well, we're back to a thorny old subject again this week, and that's open water swim training. And I see lots of people making the same mistake. Since the summer started and my swimming club, Harrow Swimming Club, is on a summer break, I've had the chance to go open water swimming. I've been taking the chance to go to Denham Lake, which is the closest lake to me that has reasonable swimming in it. What I see really does get my brain thinking, what are these people doing? Because most people will stand on the side and say, oh, how many laps are you doing? I'm doing 2. How many laps are you doing? I'm doing 3. And this is what they consider a training session. And that would never be a training session if they were doing anything else. If they were on a bike, it wouldn't be a training session. If they were running, it wouldn't be a training session. And certainly, if they were doing core stability and strength work, it wouldn't be a training session. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the computer, I'm going to show you what I think they do, and what I think might be a better session for you to do, so that when you go to open water, you can take these few tips and actually improve your overall experience, improve your open water swimming, and decrease the time it takes for you to swim the swim leg in a triathlon. Okay, so here we are at the computer, and this is a representation of Denham Water Ski Lake. Being a water ski lake, there's various buoys that it has. It's got entrance and exit buoys for the skiers. It's got buoys down the middle, which are normally yellow at this particular lake, which say where the boat should go through. And it's got a couple of other buoys either side. You'd see there the green ones where you have to slalom round and stuff like that. But these are the main buoys that I would tend to use for sighting. They've also set 2 large yellow buoys either end, which most people go round. And this is generally most people's laps, whether they do 1, 2 or 3 or 4, it's up to them, but this is what they tend to do. They head off at fairly fast pace. Don't know where they're going there, looking at a tree. Oops, nearly hit the bank there. Oh, nice white buoy. Let's go around this big round bouncy thing at the end and head. Oh, that's a nice white buoy out there. I'll go in that direction. Up, gone far enough. Now heading in the other door. Oh, I'm not to be going there, am I? Ah, I see a red buoy. Let's go over there. Oh, no, missed it. Where am I heading now? I'm heading for this one. No, went too far. Let's go round that. Perhaps we should speed up a little bit. No, just head down, and there we go. And that effectively is what people do virtually every lap, going in the wrong direction, one speed, plodding along, trying to change speeds, but it doesn't necessarily work for them. There are only 4 really visible buoys on this whole lake, and that's the 2 at the end, which are the biggest buoys, and then these 2 white ones, which are close to this end of the lake. So those are really the ones you need to concentrate sighting on initially. And I would tend to do my warm-up something like this. Start off slowly, and slowly but surely build, knowing that I'm heading towards the first white buoy. If you're not heading towards the first white buoy, just adjust. I would then round the large buoy at the end and just stop for a second to view what I can see from that point. I'd then go on to the next buoy, which is the white one, and build to that buoy and stop again. Now from this point I can view the whole lake and see what I might want to use for my training session. I can certainly see all of these 3 or 4 sets of yellow buoys that I'm now going to think, okay, well, I can potentially use those to actually swim around in my session. While I'm on my warm-up app, I will also, when I stop at these points, take stock of looking at all these buoys to see if there's anything behind that could stand as landmarks that I can see if I can't actually see the buoy itself. And I know, for example, for this buoy from this angle, there's a tree directly behind it that stands out. And I know if I head towards that tree from that angle, I can't be far wrong. Or if I'm coming at it from that angle, just head to the right of it. And again, I can't be far wrong. So I'll head towards this buoy now, slowly but surely building my speed, but also checking my sighting every 1, 2, up to 10 strokes to make sure I'm swimming in the right direction. Then I'll stop again, take check before I go off all the way to the white buoy, hopefully in a straight line, building my speed, round the next buoy and up to the white buoy again, where I'll stop once more. So from this point, we're ready to start getting some training effects, and we're going to use these sets of buoys. Now, in every lake, there should be different buoys at different places that you could use to actually get good training effects. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around all of these, and if you wanted a further distance, you could go around all of these and come back down again. And you could build different sets of speeds as you go around each. For example, on the first one, I go really hard to the yellow buoy, round, then build up speed again, coming back to the white buoys. The second one, I go really hell for leather to the red buoy, steady it down, go round, and just ease it in, building speed between these two white buoys. On the third one, I'll take it steady to here, then slowly but surely build up speed as I come back to the finish. And on the fourth one, I'd build speed to this, steady it down, and then slowly but surely build speed as I was coming to the end of a race again. Now, each time I'm doing this, I'm practicing my turning skills and my sighting skills much more than if I was just traveling from this end to that end of the lake. Let's see how that goes. Round one set, then two sets. Now 1, 2, 3 and 400 meters, which is about what this is, adds up to 1,000 meters. And if you did it twice, you'd have 2,000 meters. You'd be getting a far better training effect than if you just go round the big lake 5 times. Now, after all that, we have some options. What I would tend to do is say, okay, now I want a fairly long swim, and I'd swim to this point again to make sure that my sighting over long distances is okay. But I would build speed all the way to this buoy before rounding it and easing down my swim so that I'm having a reasonably good swim down all the way in from that point to that. And that would end a session, and that would be a really good session, not a session where I'm just plodding round at one speed, getting no real training effect and going all over the lake. Okay, so there you have it. 5 tips to help you improve your open water training, and improving your open water training will improve your open water racing. Number 1, always do a warm-up. Make sure at the end of the warm-up you're at or above your triathlon race pace. Whilst you're doing the warm-up, number 2, look around for things that might help you whilst you're actually doing your training session. Buoys in particular positions, things you can go round that actually will help, things you can sight for that you know are going to help you in your training session. Thirdly, look for elements behind and around your sighting objects and your buoys that will help you actually sight. So points of interest, trees of a particular shape that are directly behind a particular buoy. If you don't see the buoy, you'll see the tree. Look for that. Fourthly, vary your pace. Sometimes start really fast, then get down to an easy pace. But do these things over differing distances so that if you do get out of breath, you know mentally, okay, I've only got a short way to go. Next time you can go actually further doing the same thing because you've practiced it over a short distance. Do it in reverse. Start off steadily, then really hammer it back and make sure you end up with a real blast, as if you're finishing a race and want to get past someone. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, the 5th element. Always swim in a straight line. And you can do that by sighting regularly and then not sighting for 2 strokes, 3 strokes, 4 strokes, 5 strokes, 10 strokes. And if after 10 strokes you're still swimming in a straight line, you know you've straightened your stroke out and you're actually going to swim far less distance in a race than you normally do. Okay, there you have it. 5 tips to help you swim better in open water. Hopefully that will help. Alright, we'll see you next week. It'll be a different topic, and hopefully you'll have some really nice training or racing this weekend. Good luck to you all. See you then.